Hello, I'm Kate Tichina on InstaForex TV with the fresh Forex news. On Friday, the Bank of Japan, in its semi-annual report about the economic outlooks, presented the forecast according to which the consumer prices will be at the positive band in next financial year. Judging by this forecast, the bank believes that its measures within the framework of the monetary policy will help the country to overcome the inflation. According to medial forecast of the board members, the core consumer price index will increase by 0.1% in the fiscal year, which starts in April 2010. In January's interim statement, was predicted that the index would fall by 0.2%. The core CPI does not take into account the food prices, for which the volatility is typical. The forecast of the Executive Board points to the decrease of the core CPI by 0.5% during this financial year. In January, the drop by 0.5% was forecasted. Assuming that the inflationary expectations for the mid-term and long-term perspective will remain stable, it is expected that the annual rate of the CPI falling will slow down amid the gradual improvement of the balance of the aggregate demand and supply. Also, there is a probability that the consumer price index will move to the positive band in 2011 fiscal year, the Bank of Japan stated. The prices in Japan were declining during the most part of the last decade because of the weak domestic demand, and the Central Bank of Japan had to realize the measures within the framework of the monetary policy in order to prevent the price reduction amid the advancing political pressure. Having given the favorable forecast on the prices, the Bank of Japan expressed the hope that the previous and future measures can support the domestic demand and provide the economic recovery further. This will help the country to overcome the deflation eventually. Earlier, the central bank remained the key interest rate unchanged at the record low level of 0.1% and did not take any other measures. However, it stated that it will think how to provide the private financial institutes with more assets in order to strengthen the base of the economic advance. The Bank of Japan, in its report about the economic outlooks, presented a more optimistic view of the economy, having revised upwards the forecast on the economic growth. In 2010 financial year, which started in April, the Bank of Japan forecasts the growth of the real GDP by 1.8% against 1.3% announced in January report. In 2011 year, it is expected the increase of the real GDP by 2% against 2.1% predicted earlier. Nevertheless, since it is expected that the prices will continue to decline in the months ahead, the central bank probably will maintain the extra soft monetary policy in the nearest future. It was Forex News provided to you by InstaForex News Team and me, Kate Tichina. Goodbye.